What's up, guys? I'm back, his meat languages, aka Normie, and I want to talk about this today. This is the one thing you need for real Japanese conversations. Okay, look, you could really swap out the language, but this what I'm about to tell you, you can use this for Korean, Chinese, Mandarin, Taiwanese, German, Spanish, whatever. Just know this, right? If you can't get your head out of the textbooks, you're not ready for a conversation. Now, you might say, okay, that's obvious. How am I going to speak if I'm reading? No, I don't mean it that way. What I mean is, conversational speech, colloquialism, is very different from written, language. I'm saying this because I spent like maybe the first 3-ish years into my Japanese language journey reading out of textbooks and Korean language journey as well. And I was reading out of textbooks, and I'm not saying that those are bad things. They're very good ways to start when you don't know anything or you're just trying to dip your foot in the water. But if you're staying in those books only, I'm saying only, like you can use them as a resource, like alongside of other things. But if you're only in those books, they say it's a good thing to stay in those books, but not in this case because you're setting yourself back almost because it's kind of like whenever, let's say you have a trip to Japan in like a week. Oh, no, I'm gonna say, let's say you're preparing for your trip to Japan next year, and you've been studying Japanese for 2 years, but you only know the basics, and you want to meet your Japanese friend when you get to Japan in the year, but you don't really know how to keep a conversation. And so you pick up those textbooks that everybody tells you to use, like Genki and, things like that. I'm not going to name the rest just because, I'm not trying to like hate on none of the books. The books are great. Like, look. But I'm saying you pick up one of those books and you are reading it and doing the practice problems and you're learning new words and you're learning new phrases, you're learning grammar points. That's good though. That's good. But the problem is you're not practicing them outside of that book. You're only you're learning the material out of that book and you're not using it outside of that textbook. So how are you going to expect yourself to be able to hold a conversation with your Japanese friend when you get to Japan next year if all you've been doing this whole time in preparation was learning what can you say, ringo, or like toire ni iku, go to the bathroom, toire ni ite kudasai. Are you gonna say that to your friend? Are you gonna say that to your friend? Ite kudasai. Well, I don't mean like that. I probably would say like, ite mo ii. But like, you can use that. You can use that in your like conversation, but like in terms of like keeping the conversation going, that's not gonna get you where you want. That's not gonna get you where you want. What I would say is the best thing for you to do if you're in that situation, I'd say you need to do this, okay? Listen, listen, listen. You need to do this. There are so many apps in which you can practice your Japanese with. You can use HiLocal, that's one app. You can use HelloTalk, that's another app. You can use what is it called? Let me look at what it's called real quick. Hold on, hold on. All right, I figured out what it was called. It's called Malum. Malum, like the feeling, I guess. I haven't studied Korean in a bit, so I don't really remember if that's really what that is. But like maum에 들어, like kind of like I like it. I'm moved by it. Something like that. I don't know, but that's basically where the app name comes from. But it's called Maum. Maum. Right. So you could use that app. That's three apps right there. Three different scenarios. Tandem. That's another one. There's got to be so many more, and I'm just saying like you can use these things to your advantage. You can use all of these things in tandem, not the app, but in tandem together to you know, practice what you learned in that textbook. So until you're able to take something from this source and spit it back out into another source to actually learn that content and that material, you will not be ready for real life conversations in Japan. Yes, you'll be ready for English conversations in Japan, but not Japanese ones. And that's just the starting point. There are so many things about the Japanese language that is not easy, but it takes your practice and it takes your effort. And there is a strategy that I do now that has excelled my Japanese learning and speaking ability faster than I've ever seen. Like, I'm not like I'll talk about this in another video, but I'm very excited about it, and I'll probably make another video about this. But if you're not putting, if you're not outputting the information that you're inputting, you're not gonna get anywhere with that. So you can input all day, but if you don't output and input and output, and it's like it's clockwork. It's together. Now, there are some people that are going to say, like, yeah, you need input for like 2 years and then you can start working on your output. To each his own. Like, if that's your learning method, go for it. But for me, it didn't work that way. Or maybe it did. I think I actually did a lot more input at first and then I did output. Just subconsciously. Like, I just did it by accident because I was scared to practice with people and I was scared to make mistakes and all that kind of stuff. So I think that, you know, it really depends on how you want to do it. There is no right or wrong way to language learning. Before any of you in the comments tell me that what I'm saying is wrong, okay, what I'm saying could be wrong for you, but it could be right for someone else. Like, it's right for me, and I'm just sharing what I think about it and my opinions on it. You know, but what I think is that until you're able to use the information that you're getting from another source, you're not ready to have conversations in Japanese with real Japanese people. You will not be able to do that unless you can actually start doing that. And it's not going to be an easy process, it's going to be a transition. If you're used to reading content and learning the grammar and things like that, you gotta use it. You gotta use it. You gotta use it. If you don't use it, you lose it, or if you never used it, you don't have it. Like, that's just as plain simple. When we were babies, yes, we inputted a lot of information. I don't know the science behind it. I don't know the science behind it at all. And if that works for you, like as an adult or a teenager, you can input all you want. You'll get used to how things sound, and that's great. That's just like very, very beginner stage. But if you already have like a foundation of Japanese or whatever language you're learning, that's cool. But I think there comes a point in time where you need to stop inputting only. You gotta output too. You gotta produce what you've been learning. The only way I've been able to speak this much good of English, not only because I'm a native speaker, obviously, but because I've been doing this for 21 years of my life. Yeah, my mic shut off because there's actually no sound going on here. So, yeah. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm just saying, like, if you practice it, I'm not trying to like ramble for real, but like if you practice what you put in, you will get results. You will get to be able to talk to your Japanese friend in a year in Japan in only Japanese. Now, that's can be a whole nother topic, but like in terms of like who do you practice with in the meantime, or like, how do you go about that? That could be another video in itself. But thank you for watching anyway. What do you think about what I said? Leave me a note in the comments. Tell me something. If you made it this far, put um BBQ. Like, not barbecue, but if you put barbecue, I'm gonna know that you watched to the end anyway. So put barbecue, BBQ, and I'll know that you're here to the end. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And what else can I say? Yeah, leave a like if you like content like this, if you like videos like this. If you want to see more, subscribe so you can see them and so we can have a conversation. I'm gonna be watching the comments like it's TV. So just do that. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.